Hi and welcome to this Blueberry Markets video update with me, John Kibler, head currency analyst. In this video we're going to be taking a look at the stock markets as the stocks have fallen on fresh recession fears. So let's go and jump into those charts. We can see here I've put a couple of notes on the screen, and what I actually have are two different charts here. We have the German 30, or best known as the sort of DAX, so this is the German index, and then we have the US 500, which is the S&P 500, which is the US stock market. The reason why I put both on is just to show you how similar they move. So it's not all the time, but a majority of the time we get similar movements out of stock markets. So whenever I do an update on a stock market, you don't just have to look at that particular one, you could look at some others as well. And what I was focusing on was the European indices and indexes because of what's going on today. So we've had some news out today, which is potential energy crisis in Europe. We've also had German banks saying that a recession is likely, and we've started to see European stocks fall to the downside. Also, the S&P's falling as well, so the biggest market really that we can take a lot of information from is starting to fall. So if that's the case, are we going to start seeing another push to the downside now for those stock markets, and what could that provide to us this week? So, you know, it's always good to look at correlations as well, but typically when the S&P has fallen, we've seen the dollar rally. So could we expect the dollar to continue its strength this week? Potentially. We're already kind of seeing a little bit of strength coming from the US dollar. Could the yen potentially see some strength as well because of this? That's another key factor to have a little look at. But you can see here we have this really nice head and shoulders pattern last week. We broke that head and shoulders pattern to the downside at a very similar sort of thing here on the DAX. Broke to the downside as well. And we're breaking through all sorts of levels today, and so it looks likely that we're going to see continuations to the downside. So what could we look for? Well, we just need to identify some pullbacks. You can see we've had a couple of shallow pullbacks so far, and I imagine that's what we would get again. But we need to see price come into some key areas first. Now the DAX is approaching an untested point of control, so I imagine if we tested that and started to pull back a little bit, maybe get some kind of low range and pullback, very much like we had here, that could offer some short opportunities this week, very similar to the S&P. You know, we were kind of at key support around about the 416 area, 4165 I should say, sorry, and if price was maybe to pull back, I mean, I think it's a bit of a stretch to pull back to the untested weekly value area high of last week. Obviously it's tested now because price has broken through it, but if price was to get back to here, that would be a really good opportunity, I feel, to start looking for some further downside as well. 42.11, that's what I'll be looking out for going into this week. But European stocks really leading the way on this potential move, and I'm expecting some further downside from the stock markets going into this week. We're breaking through multiple areas of support. You can see all these areas here, and if that's likely to continue, we've got loads of other lows that could be tested on the way down. So those are the areas that I'll be targeting with any kind of opportunities going through and into this week. So I hope you enjoyed that video. If you did, leave this video a thumbs up. Subscribe to the YouTube channel to see some of our Forex trading content. We're at 7,000 subscribers now, so I really appreciate all the subs that we get, and all the likes on the videos. It really helps us out massively. And yeah, if you are not subscribed, please do subscribe. It really means a lot to us. So thank you very much, and I will speak to you in the next video.